Was diagnosed in, I guess, 2006, and I'm just coming out of college.
16 years ago.
And it was just 22 years old. I was in my final semester of college.
Yep.
And I kind of noticed, that's when I first kind of noticed a little bit of blood, and I wasn't really having any pain yet or any of the other symptoms, but I kind of noticed that, and that's what started the process, and led to getting tested out, and ultimately got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. And that was just kind of the beginning of the journey. I think at that point it was like I didn't really comprehend what it was and appreciate the significance of it to my life, but over the next few years really saw a large decline in health, in terms of blood, diarrhea, weight loss, all those kind of normal symptoms that you can experience with Crohn's and colitis. So the bowel movements got up to like 7 a day, in that range. Urgency had gotten up to where I was starting to get like afraid to go out, at certain times of the day, or like, things like that. So definitely gotten that urgency back. Blood wasn't terrible, but it was definitely there, and I think getting worse. Weight loss, I dropped down to like 148 pounds, which, normal weight normal weight had been like in the 160 range prior to that. So I'd lost a decent amount of weight pretty quickly in that long stretch where I was on everything restricted.
For 10
that
years.
was one really big, 10 years at least, maybe 10 to 12 years of like just good, but just, that was one big item. It was just, I could not really ever get that going. It was always, I just kind of like, always felt like a little too thin and just couldn't gain weight. And I would have to like eat a lot just to even maintain the weight. It was a big part of that mental trauma, that mental fear, all that kind of stuff that was tied into all that. And this has kind of broken some barriers in that regard.
When was the last time you weighed 170 pounds?
That's a good question. I'd have to, I don't know exact year, but I'd have to say it was like, 15 years ago or something.
15 years ago.
Yeah, probably so, yeah.
You haven't been this heavy in 15 years. And let me ask you some other really big ones that people are not going to believe. Can you eat a broad diet?
Yeah, definitely. I was
you can do celebration meals, restaurants. Yeah. Go ahead. What'd you do this weekend?
Yeah, I was just got back in from a business trip for 2 days. I got back in last night, and kind of out, we had done our business stuff during the day. Me and my business partner were just having dinner. Ends up a buddy of his happened to be in town on a business thing. We meet up with these other two guys, and we're kind of like restaurant hopping all night till like 11 o'clock at night, just trying different foods and having a couple of drinks. And it's like, that would have been absolutely a no-go before. and it was like, and I wasn't scared at all. I was like, just totally, it was cool.
Do you have to work so hard to stay 170 now?
No, and that's been a big kind of win for me in this program. Not only the physical stuff that we've been able to accomplish. I think that's one big message I would say is there's a mental and emotional aspect to this condition, or this journey that people can go on, that can really be can put you in a bad place mentally and emotionally. And I think getting past a lot of that can be a big part of your healing journey or process, of the healing process. And that's definitely been a big part of mine in the last 8 months, no question about it.
Huge. And it's a little intangible when you talk about mental healing.
Yeah,
it's
definitely is.
It's like trying to catch air.
Yeah, for sure.
Feeling it and going through it and communicating to your friends and your family and yourself, and you start having experiences that prove that you're no longer sick and that you can be whoever you want to be, and you can choose what you eat, and you can be okay, and you can fix and be empowered to fix yourself.
Yeah.
It's really healing.
It is.
And so you can eat a broad diet, you can go out, hang out with friends, and go to restaurants if you choose. You eat a normal, healthy, organic, have a normal, healthy, organic lifestyle, but you have the ability every once in a while to go off and do something a little celebratory.
And I think that's important to say too. That's not a normal, like, I mean, that's an unusual, like, I'm still a very strong eater in terms of like my day to day, like
clean eating,
very
organic,
very
whole
clean
foods, using
diet.
food philosophy. Yeah.
But I've been able to expand on that. And so I think, you know, that's been a big win. I just got a call like a week ago from my mom, whose friend's son-in-law has just gotten diagnosed. And so this real life question was just posed to me about a week ago. And really what I said naturally, and this is true, is that I was like, you've got to get with these guys. Like, you've got to get with Dane or somebody on his team, because I have been, this is not a pit. This is real. This really just happened. And so I can really honestly confidently say that because of that long journey that I went on prior to finding you guys and working with you guys. I had a doctor, and I still have a doctor, and he's not bad or anything, but there's just not the same kind of support. There's not the same kind of ideas and all this testing that you talked about earlier and finding root cause. There's no discussion of any of that. There's no, it's really a quickly the session turns to, okay, here's a medication we can try. If that one doesn't work, we'll try the next one. And, you know, that doesn't work, we'll try the next one. That doesn't work, we'll do surgery. And it's kind of like, that's really what I got, or that was my experience with the traditional medical route. And it just never really worked for me. And I'm not saying that can't work for somebody, but this has been, it's given so much. It's just given the healing that I was looking for, but it's given tools, both practical and just that mental stuff that we were just talking about, that ability to kind of like, I don't know, break through those trauma moments or those barriers mentally that's in your head. And like, you're working with somebody that has been through it, is going through it as themselves. So like, you know, you've been through it yourself, you know, those struggles and those things, and you can like connect on that and talk about that and really understand what that person is, you know, feeling or going through. And that's just as important as the practical, like, hey, let's try this supplement, or hey, let's try this lifestyle change or this diet change, or, you know, those are real important too, obviously, but that other side is
that emotional
crucial. I feel like it sounds a little cheesy, but it's like believe in the process and buy into this process, and keep your, like, be open to that and stay open to it and follow that path, and don't, you gotta come in open-minded and ready to accept it and do it. And that's, I don't know, that's the only way I see it working, I guess. You have to follow it and believe in it.